The biggest thing is our mentality. We're a mentally weak team, and that's got to change. And the thing is it's a decision. I think it starts with us as coaches. We need to change the mentality of this team. As a team, we're afraid to be successful, and so when we get ahead, we want to relax and enjoy it, which is crazy. I mean, if you consider the off season, you consider practices, how much you work, and how long you work at getting a handful of plays in a season and even in a career, to not make the most of them is unfathomable. And as coaches, we've got to change it. And players, there's got to be a certain amount of accountability. I mean, you know, so we want to go complacent when we're ahead, and then we want to panic when something good happens for the other guy. And you know, physically, we're not that bad. You know, we're not that bad physically, but mentally, we're afraid to be successful. We're afraid to win. I don't know if we're afraid of the responsibility that comes with winning, but we need to go out there and take a lot of pride in our individual battles and winning them, and do it consistently and do it every snap. And right now, we don't do that. We let setting, you know, time, place, score, we let that impact it, and that's crazy. And unless we get that changed, our results are going to be the same. That has to change.
How do you change it, Coach?
Well, that's a pretty good question. I think, well, first of all, you look in replacing some guys. Second of all, there's got to be a core of guys in the team that it means a great deal to. Travis Long played really well. It meant a lot to him. He invested a lot out there on the field, and it meant a lot to him to not be successful. We need more people that approach it that way. We have too many people that, you know, losing and not being successful is too easy to brush off. Oh, well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Well, no, that's not good enough. And no, that's not good enough. We got plenty of games and plenty of opportunities ahead of us, and we need to go out there and maximize our repetitions, maximize our play, and take a lot of pride in it, and it needs to mean more to us than it does the other guy.
What kind of things does Travis Long do during the game to really show you and the team that maybe he's more serious about this than the rest of the guys?
He plays hard.
Have you seen this before? I mean, you talk about being afraid of being successful. Have you dealt with this as a head coach before?
Yeah, I have. Not quite as stubbornly as this, but yes, I have seen it before. You know, you see it with young players as they come in. Okay, and we do have a certain number of young players. I think 6 freshmen started today, but you see it some with young players, and you also see it with players that haven't had a lot of success. And the thing is, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Well, right now, you know, physically, yeah, there's some things that are different. Okay, mentally, there's a lot of things that are the same, and we've got to change the mental approach around here.
Is there a point in the game where you can see that starting to change in your guys, where there's the uh-oh or when?
Oh, it's all over. It's all over. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's meeting, we're gonna have some. You know, hopefully we can get some good TV shots of our sideline, and we're going to show that. And there's going to be individuals identified, and you know, because you know, if you lose your focus, if you lose your edge, if you lose a thing where it means something to you to go out there and whip the other guy, regardless of the score. Whether you're ahead, whether you're behind, no matter what, regardless of the score. If it doesn't mean something to you, and you know, the eyes are the window to the soul, and then the body's some level of reflection of that besides, and that's haywire, well, you know what's rolling around in the head's not right. And we as coaches got to get that changed. And yeah, we're going to show visual examples of that, what needs to be changed. And I think that's a starting point. But then the other thing, no, it's all over the map. You know, we score a touchdown, we want to relax and enjoy it a little bit rather than go whip the guy the next play. Or they get a big play, we want to mope around. And so then, of course, we'll squander a series or something. And then, you know, and it's all over the map. I thought, Yeah, you know, I mean, because physically, no, we can run, we can hit people. I mean, in other words, it's got to look like Tuesday and Wednesday's practice. And we haven't had a game yet that looks like Tuesday and Wednesday's practice. If you can do it Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't know why the hell you can't do it on Saturday. And you can call them growing pains or whatever you want, or, you know, you can tolerate it and say, oh, well, it's okay. Well, they just have, well, that all may be the case, but it ain't going to happen, you know, as fast as anybody would like, unless there's some pressure to change. And there needs to be some pressure to change. And, you know, but, you know, and there's a lot of this, you know, resignation. Oh, well, I did the best I could. Oh, baloney, you know. And then, you know, you go back and watch it on film. No, it's tempo changing when you get up. It's tempo changing when you get down. No. There's got to be a lot of pride in winning individual battles. If however many plays you win, you need to win as many of those as you can. And then all of a sudden, our desire to win those plays changes as the game bounces around.
Which confidence advisory is the team at? How do you get them ready for Oregon next week? Big game for the Ducks.
Well, focus on individual plays. You know, we don't have a lot of control over what the Oregon Ducks do. We have a lot of control over what we do and how we approach things mentally, how we think about things. You know, right now we're just a team that operates in spurts, and you got to give Colorado credit. I mean, it meant a lot to Colorado to win. They've got some big, strong, fast, athletic guys. I mean, according to their recruiting class, bigger, stronger, and faster than us. But hey, we got plenty. You know, we've got enough. And the thing is you know, our guys have to elevate their mentality. They have to expect to be successful and go out there. And then they also have to embrace the challenge of winning the next play just because. You know, just because. You know, like, oh, you'd see drives where offense or defense, something good would happen for us. Well, then all of a sudden, you know, we want to enjoy it for about 2 plays, and then the other guy takes control of things. That's insane.
Do you think a game like this can serve as a wake-up call for the offense and the defense?
I don't know how the hell we're not awake. Well, I mean, the wealth of wins that we've enjoyed around here, so we're not awake. I mean, you know, we've got this rich tradition of kicking everybody's ass, and so we're not awake. I don't know how the hell you can't be. How can you not be awake? Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. The saddest thing of all is I suspect you're right, okay? But it's pretty hard for me to wrap my arms around right now.
Mike, with about 8 minutes left, you were up, I think, 31-14, and I think on their 18-yard line, 4th and 3, decided to go for it rather than let Fernie kick it.
Yeah, we should have converted it. We should have, you know, we had wide open space on the field. We should have thrown underneath. We should have gotten a first down. It wouldn't have been very hard. I mean, it was easy. And then I'll tell you, and here's the other thing. In all sides of our ball, okay, we're up 14 points. There's 8 minutes left. Oh, well, we're going to milk the clock and coast to the end. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's the craziest mentality ever, but it's the one we have. It's the one we have. And you know, it's not, okay, I'm a college football player, and I've worked for months upon months, years upon years to prepare myself for these individual contests that I engage in with the guy across from me. And, you know, I can squander this opportunity to go whip him, or, well, we can just coast to the finish line. Well, that's our mentality. You know, we think we're going to coast to the finish line rather than add to our college football memories of making a great hit, making a great tackle, making an interception, making a catch, making a great block, making a great run. No, we're ahead of them. 14's enough. That's good enough, and so we're going to relax. I mean, there's nothing about that is so contradictory and disrespectful to football and the whole quest to play football and anything that relates to a team game. I mean, it's disgusting at every level.
What about their 4th down call there near the goal line? You guys made a play before that. They go for the sneak. You guys not prepared, or defense not ready for it? Was it just a gutsy call?
It's not all that gutsy. I mean, hell, they're on the 3-yard line. There's a lot of plays that'll get you 3 yards. Our safety wasn't in position, I don't think, but you know, and so that'd be an alignment thing. I'll have to go look at it. But you know, I mean, the better question is how'd they get down there in the first place? You know, that's the better question. You know, I mean, you want to slice it all that thin, and then all of a sudden, well, they managed to get 3 yards on one individual down. Yeah, how'd they get the other 80? You know?
Might be a legal substitution call on that drive. Just weren't able to get personnel in fast enough.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I know they hurried up. I don't know if they changed their personnel. If they changed their personnel, we should have been allowed to substitute. I don't know if they changed their personnel. I'll have to look. Yeah, and that, you know, as lame as that was, that didn't actually end up hurting us.
Thoughts on Connor Halliday's performance?
Sporadic. You know, his good stuff's good. His good stuff's good. You know, he's not afraid to go out there and make a play. Sometimes gets ahead of himself, tries to make too much happen.
Is that tendency to drive the edge and swing for the fences an issue that you're trying to rein in with him? Or is it...
We got to rein some of it in. I like the fact he pulls the trigger, but we have to rein some of it in. I mean, there's simple, basic, routine plays that are easy. I mean, you know, you go downfield as often as we did, there's plenty open underneath that we should have capitalized on.
How did you feel the offensive line functioned once Getz went in there and things had to be shuffled around a little bit?
I thought Getz did fine. Our offensive line's got to get tougher. I mean, they'd be the prime example of a group that wants to relax when we're ahead. You know, I mean, if you're an offensive lineman and you really value being an offensive lineman, and keep in mind, that's why they have football. It's the most important position. And that's why they have football, is the big men that hit each other. Emphasis on the word hit each other. And, you know, and if you get rid of those guys, then all it is another sport. And, I mean, the guys that are great O-linemen are the ones that just relish the opportunity to pound the guy across from them over and over until he makes them quit, until they don't want anymore, and they're looking for the sideline and things like that. Well, right now, that's not the identity that we have there. That needs to change.
Given pass play has been a problem every week. How do you fix that going into the game this one?
I've pretty well covered that. Anybody else?
Like, are the major penalties part of what you're saying about?
Oh, that no question. You know, whether it's big plays or penalties, we unravel because of our mentality. Hey, this is third down. This is a great opportunity, or this is a great drive. Well, and then all of a sudden, you know, our technique deteriorates. You know, key play, that's when you need your technique. You don't let it deteriorate then, you know. And, you know, toughness is the ability to do the same thing over and over again with adversity. And to make a routine play over and over again when there's adversity or when you're ahead. Well, we've got to be tough. Right now, there were portions of the team we were tough, or of the game we were tough, but we weren't tough at all in the fourth quarter.